Hello everyone, Pallytime here. Welcome back to Diablo. It was brought to my attention that the unique portrait that you get for finishing off Season 3 was obtained at level 100 Paragon and 400 achievement points, and not level 400 Paragon as well. Achievement points are not hard to obtain. This season I have 670 without even trying, so that wasn't too hard to do. But I decided I wanted to push for Paragon 400 anyway. Just to give you some context, my non-seasonal characters are only at Paragon 403, so I've literally almost doubled the amount of XP that I've generated on my account in just these few short months. I'm about a bar away from actually hitting that, and I just wanted to make this video to answer a question I've been seeing a little bit more often now that I've started to post Diablo a bit more. Obviously, I would surmise that the majority of us here have a calling to play Blizzard games, but people have been asking, what's the point of Diablo? Someone specifically said, like, when I started watching this, I felt like I understood it, and then as I continued to progress this character, and I was just whirlwinding, right? I built this character up from level 1, and then just started whirlwinding and killing everything, and now I can go through Torment 6 like this. Not to say that Torment 6 is hard, but, even my goal of Greater Rift 42, I just kind of spun. It was all about cooldown management and positioning for this barbarian. And this particular viewer, didn't see the point. They were asking what the draw was to this game, and I thought, as I'm rapidly approaching my goal for the season, one day before the season ends, mind you, I cut it close, I thought I would actually give you some context to that. So Diablo is a game, to me, these are all of my thoughts, that is all about progression. These seasons that come out, when you start the new season, as we move into Season 4, we're going to have absolutely no gear. We're going to be at level 1. We're not going to have any resources. And then in that season, everything we do, everything that gets done, is all about character progression. I used to be an extremely hardcore WoW raider. I say extremely lightly, I guess. I mean, there are people that always take it further than me. I wasn't getting world firsts, but, at the time, I was pretty sick. I did have a lot of medical problems as I was growing up, so, I wasn't going to school very often. I dropped out of high school for a while, and then eventually went back and got my diploma and everything. But just because of my medical problems, I spent a lot of time at home, not really feeling like moving much, not really feeling like going outside. And I fell in love, just completely in love with the idea of building a character in a game. At the time, it was World of Warcraft, and just working extremely hard to get that character to be the best damn character that I could be. At one point, I was playing on a very competitive raiding server. Several guilds on the server were going... they were like top 10 world progression on bosses and everything. Basically top 10 in the world. They were one of the first 10 guilds to kill stuff. We're about to level. Here it is. Paragon 400! They were one of these guilds that had the best of the best of the best. And it was always good to set the bar high and then strive to be as good as them. I played an elemental shaman at the time in World of Warcraft, and even though I wasn't in these guilds that were breaking world records, I was still able to build my character, optimize my character, refine my play style, just change everything that I could to be 100% optimized. And I was able to put up higher DPS numbers, on WoW logs or whatever those websites were that track DPS on boss fights. I was able to put up higher numbers than some of the people in these just phenomenal playing environments. And it was that I fell in love with. I mean, just every new expansion that came out, it was, what can I do to this character to make this character better? And it sounds I mean, that's not for everyone, right? That's specifically like why I played World of Warcraft for as long as I did. But eventually, you know, I kind of lost interest for the most part. I play every new expansion that comes out, but usually not for too long. And Diablo has kind of filled that role for me. I'm able to set a goal for myself. Obviously, I don't play it as hardcore as I could. But I set a goal for myself this season. I wanted to hit Greater Rift 42, and I did that. And in order to accomplish that, I had to take a character that was nothing. This character had one ability when they started out, and I had to think of a build that I wanted to use. I had to find all of the gear, which the gear mechanic in itself is a huge part of the addiction for some people. You know, knowing that the next rift could drop the item that they need. That's not really the case for me. I get kind of discouraged by that, honestly. Since I've been playing this Barbarian, I've put in a lot of time into the Barbarian, and I've been trying to get the Bulkathos weapons. I've mentioned it a few times now, and I still only have the one. I've gotten the same weapon to drop about 6 times now, and I can't get the other piece that I need to finish that off. Some people see that as incredibly motivating. I see that as, well, this is bullshit. Give me my weapon. But the fact that I built this character up from nothing, I was able to find a playstyle that I like, optimize my gear in a way to meet my goals. That kind of stuff is incredibly rewarding. And the simple fact that every time a new season hits, which is I think this season was only 4 months long, the fact that I get to experience all of that again from a different perspective is something that definitely keeps my interest in this game. And when Diablo came out, it was not that great. I will full-heartedly admit that. But it really has come a long way. And again, with every season that comes out, not only do you get a fresh start, but you get to try new features that Blizzard is releasing. And I truly feel like this game is one of the best games that Blizzard has ever made right now, and it just keeps getting better. It actually, believe it or not, Diablo 3 is actually one of the best-selling video games of all time. It's in the top 10 now for best-selling, or like most units sold of any video game. Now this is including PC sales and console sales and everything, but like that simple fact alone, I think, is really telling about how far this game has come. Because there was so much hype around it when it first released, and then it all died because the auction house just like killed any actual reason to play, any actual reason to progress your character. But now I truly feel like all the systems are in place to have a very, very rewarding and challenging experience. Next patch, 4.3, they're adding in more torment difficulty levels. And with the Greater Rift system, I mean, you could already push a character far beyond what I've been able to do this season. If we take a look at the leaderboards, there are people that are doing almost 70s in Greater Rifts. That's crazy, actually. So most barbarians are sitting at 60. This guy definitely going to be rank 1 at the end of the season. That 3-level jump up from 63 to 66 is actually huge. But the fact that I still feel like I'm accomplishing things when I'm not that close to 60, you know what I mean? Like, I could set my own goals, and those goals become rewarding for me. I don't have to strive to be rank 1 in order to have a good time playing this game. That's part of the reason I still play. And again, the fact that they're always adding in new things to make the game more enjoyable. I know a lot of people freak out when like patches hit Heroes of the Storm, but patches are a good way to just shake things up. Balance changes are a good way to shake things up. Next season, some of the set pieces that were weak this season are going to be strong, and it's a completely different playstyle, or it can be. For instance, I leveled 2 different characters this season. I have the wizard that we started out with that was extremely tactical in all of his decision making. When I needed to move into the next room, I had to think about that decision before I did, because the likelihood of me dying if I was too hasty were pretty high. It was a very slow and methodical playstyle. Whereas this character that I made here, the Barbarian, is all about just speed farming and clearing content as fast as possible and always spinning and always winning. And it's a totally It's a totally different build that like electrifies totally different parts of your brain, totally different neurons. And it's good that a game can have such drastically different playstyles within the same dome of influence. And even barbarians themselves. I mean, I could play a totally different build for barbarian right now just by equipping a few different pieces of gear and switching some spells around. I think that alone is incredibly rewarding. With every single class I've played, I've been able to find a playstyle that I really enjoy and a playstyle that feels different from everything else that I've played. But I've gotten to the end of this rift. I've hit Paragon 400. I'm going to go ahead and retire this season away. I'm thinking about making Diablo kind of more of a main focus rather than this side project that I do. I said I was only doing this game in my free time, but with all of the changes that are happening, I really do want to give this more attention. I truly do enjoy this game so much. And I thought I would make this video to kind of draw some light onto why I actually play it. Maybe it was needed, maybe it wasn't, but it's also a pretty good note to end a season on. I hit my goal for Greater Rifts on 2 different characters, hit my Paragon level goals, and got all of the unique stuff that you can only get this season. It feels really good and really rewarding, and I'm so looking forward to Season 4. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.